Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks here on this beautiful Wednesday, November 16th, 2022, and welcome to the show. If you're new to this channel, we talk all things NFL related. So if that's something you would like, consider hitting the subscribe as we're trying to reach 200 subs by December 1st. So let's get right into it. It is Wednesday, and just like every other Wednesday of the season so far, today we drop our power rankings and our game picks for week 11. So let's dive right into it, starting with the power rankings and finishing up with the game picks, starting from 32, working our way to number 1. At 32, we have the Houston Texans. They're down 2 spots. They're 1-7-1 on the season. You could argue they just might be the worst team in the National Football League, and to me, they definitely are. At 31, the Indianapolis Colts, they're up 1 spot. They get a massive win against the Las Vegas Raiders under new head coach Jeff Saturday. At 29, at 30, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers also up 1 spot. We did so because they did beat the New Orleans Saints, and they're looking a little better. Okay, not too much better, but they are. At 29, staying right where they were last week, the Denver Broncos. Yes, they lost to the Tennessee Titans, but I think the teams underneath them are worse. At 28, down 2 spots, the Atlanta Falcons after losing this past weekend. Hey, just got to be better, okay? At 27, the Las Vegas Raiders, they're down 3 spots. This team stinks, okay? Josh McDaniels might not be the greatest coach ever, okay? At 26, the Carolina Panthers, they're up 2 spots after beating the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday Night Football. They get a big one here after, just a couple weeks ago, missing a couple field goals to lose against the Falcons. At 25, up 2 spots, the Detroit Lions. This team is finding a way to win ball games. They have won back-to-back division matchups, one against the Green Bay Packers, and then this week against the Chicago Bears. At 24, down 4 spots, the Cleveland Browns. Now, I could have put them at 23. I just felt like their offense can't score as fast as the Bears' offense, and their defense has been non-existent. They're down 4 spots at 24. At 23, staying right where they were last week, the Chicago Bears. Yes, they did lose to the Detroit Lions. It was a close one, but I still have some hope for this Bears team. At 22, the Los Angeles Rams down 4 spots. They keep losing. This team, again, just like the Raiders, absolutely stinks. Okay, we have to find a way to be better. Okay, plain and simple. At 21, up 4 spots, the Washington Commanders get a big dub, defeating the only undefeated team in the National Football League in the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. What an absolute show that was. They're up 4. At 20, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they move up 1 spot. I do know they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. However, the way I had to relay out my power rankings this week, that is where I have them falling right now. At 19, up 3 spots, they get a big win against the Dallas Cowboys with Mike McCarthy making his return to Lambeau Field and basically just handing the W on a silver platter to the Green Bay Packers. Should have kicked it there in overtime, in overtime. You didn't. Packers drove down and won the ball game. At 18, up 1 spot, the New Orleans Saints. Yes, again, same situation as the Jaguars. I know they lost, but the way I had to lay out the power rankings, this is where they fell. Then the next 4 teams. At 17, the Chargers stay put. At 16, the Patriots stay put. They had a bye last week. At 15, the Arizona Cardinals, they stay put. Yes, they beat the Los Angeles Rams, but how good are the Rams? Not great. Okay, Cardinals still struggling, still trying to find a rhythm. They did get Marquise Hollywood-Brown at least activated today, so we'll see what happens. At 14, also staying right where they were last week, the New York Jets, because yes, they did have a bye. Then at 13, down 1 spot after losing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first game ever in Munich, Germany, the Seattle Seahawks. At number 12, the Tennessee Titans. They're up 1 spot. They're starting to move and groove, finding their rhythm and getting some dubs. At 11, staying right where they were last week because they had a bye, the Cincinnati Bengals. At 10, down 5 spots. How do you lose to Green Bay when you should have won that one? Don't understand it, never will. This team's supposed to be good. They're not. Down 5. At number 10, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're up 1 spot after getting a massive win against the Seattle Seahawks. They've been dealing with some stuff early on in the season, but I still think they have started to find their groove. At number 8, down 1 spot, we could have kept them at 7, but there's a couple teams that I put in the top 6 that had to shift these, or that I had to shift these 2 down. that being the Ravens and then the Niners at 7. Now for my top 6 teams in the National Football League, starting with number 6, the Miami Dolphins. They're up 3 spots. Yes, they're up 3 spots. This team is very, very good. They have all the weapons. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua Tagovailoa is playing out of his mind. That defense is flying around making plays. They're at 6. At number 5, down 1 spot after losing to the Minnesota Vikings. Probably should have won that one. I don't know how you don't, but back-to-back losses now, one against the Jets, one against the Vikings, has me questioning whether or not this Bills team is really about it. I know they're going to make the playoffs, but that's about it. They're at 5. At 4, up 4 spots, the New York Giants, sitting at 7-2 on the season. This team continues to find a way to buy in and get the dubs when they need to. Okay? Complete turnaround compared to the last 5 years. At number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're down 2 spots. They lose to the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football. And yes, I do know that they have or tied for the best record in the National Football League with the team I have above them. And people might be pissed. I really don't give a shit. Okay? Plain and simple. I don't. Because I believe that the Eagles should have won that game. The Vikings beat the Commanders. How don't the Eagles? There might be some flaws in that team. They're down 2 spots at 3. At number 2, getting a massive win in what some people are calling the game of the year against the Buffalo Bills. The Minnesota Vikings move up 1 spot. And a lot of teams or a lot of people, experts, have them actually at number 1. I don't quite think they're number 1 level right now. I think there's still too many flaws to give them that edge. Who knows? I guess maybe next week or the week after that, we might have them at number 1. But here it is. The best team in the National Football League, like we all kind of guessed at this point in time, up 1 spot. For me, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, they get a massive win against the Jacksonville Jaguars this past weekend. Let's see how their season continues to roll. Now moving forward onto my Week 11 game picks, which is brought to you by myself, Jonathan Weller, or Y-4, and Logan Baumgart. You can find both those fellas on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want to listen to music. You can most likely find them. Just type in Y-4 or Logan Baumgart. Anyways, let's dive into it. Full slate of games. Let's see what we can do, huh? Starting with Thursday Night Football, the Titans at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay wins. Then we have the Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons. Chicago gets the dub. Then we have the Cleveland Browns at the Buffalo Bills. John and I chose the Buffalo Bills to win this one because they're the better team. Logan, being a diehard Brown fan, well, went with his team. Don't blame him. He has the Cleveland Browns. Then we have the Eagles taking on the Indianapolis Colts. John and I have the Eagles winning this one, where Logan's going to continue to ride the hype train of Jeff Saturday and that Indianapolis Colts team. He chose the Colts. Then we have the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. All 3 of us decided Patriots win. And then the Rams go to take on the New Orleans Saints. Both teams really struggling. However, the better team in this one is the Saints. Hammer that one home. Then the Detroit Lions go and take on the New York Giants. This will be a decent game, maybe, potentially. We all chose Giants. And then we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. John and I chose the Ravens to win this one. However, Logan thinks that Carolina might fly away with this one or run away with a dub. And then we have the Washington Commanders at the Houston Texans. All 3 of us decided Houston is going to lose. Washington gets the dub. Then we have the Raiders at the Denver Broncos. Earlier in the season, these 2 teams played. It was a close one. However, in this one, Denver is going to come away victorious once again. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys going to take on the Minnesota Vikings, who are on an absolute roll, winning 7 straight. Logan and I have the Vikings win this one. John thinks the Vikings win streak ends with the Cowboys. He chose the boys. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, me and Logan chose the Steelers to win this one. It's probably very far-fetched, but with TJ Watt back in the mix, you got to say they look a little bit more dangerous. And John has the Bengals in that one. Then for Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs go to SoFi Stadium to try to beat down the Chargers, in which all 3 of us believe they will. Okay, and Andy Reid will have some hamburgers or cheeseburgers after the game and have one heck of a time. And then for Monday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Phoenix to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Logan and I chose the Niners to win this one. John thinks the Cardinals are going to find a hot streak, and that's who he has for Monday Night Football. 4 teams on the bye: the Jags, the Dolphins, the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers. We'll see what happens this week. Hopefully my game picks are more right than John or Logan's. It is what it is, but those are the Week 11 power rankings and game picks. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you would change or what you like and what you didn't like. Also drop a like and subscribe to the channel. 200 subscribers is our goal by December 1st. Have a great rest of your day, folks, and you just got your fix with the Wicks.